just cut to the chase? If you're looking for a solid, playful eMTB that won't break the bank, well, by e-bike standards, of course, MARIN's Alpine Trail E2 should be at the very top of your shopping list. At just $62.99, the alloy-framed mixed wheel size E2 features Shimano's EP8 drive system, Fox 38 Performance Elite fork with 160 mils of travel, Fox DHX2 Performance Elite coil shock for 150 mils of travel out back, and Shimano XT SLX 12-speed drivetrain with powerful SLX 4-piston disc brakes. The 630 watt-hour battery isn't the smallest or the biggest, but finds a nice balance of range and weight to get the most out of that 85 Newton-meter motor.
I don't know, Clark. Seems like a bad idea. Ice on the e-bikes is pretty dangerous. It's like way sketchier than driving a Zamboni on an ice rink.
We had a few different testers spend time on the Alpine Trail E2 over the last few months with conditions from snow to bone dry. The bike was neglectfully maintained with only a quick rinse and a chain lube or two, and despite this treatment, the E2 handled everything. The consensus from testers was that they would definitely consider buying this bike when price and performance in MARIN's dealer network are considered. Over our test period, we had plenty of friends asking us for e-bike recommendations, and when we'd bring up the MARIN as a top pick, the reaction was always like, "Really? MARIN?" And our reply, "Yeah, MARIN." Our medium was in the 53-pound range, so the E2 is not light. Its geometry, suspension, 27 5-inch rear wheel, and on-trail handling, however, made the bike feel surprisingly nimble. A 465mm reach on our medium was roomy, and the 78-degree seat angle kept the front wheel in check on those steep climbs, as the 435mm chainstay length felt a bit short in those extreme upward situations that can be so fun on an e-bike.
Where are we going?
We've experienced Shimano's EP8 drive system on a variety of bikes and are pleased with the power and adjustability of the system. With 2 different fully customizable profiles available through Shimano's eTube app, determining battery life is easy. In Profile 1, we keep things efficient with longer lasting battery life, which means more work on the rider's end. And in Profile 2, we opt for more power assist, cranking up the settings in trail and boost modes. And yes, that token clack noise from the EP8 motor was present, but it's something we've just learned to live with. On the descents, the 63-degree head angle and 29-inch front wheel provided big hit confidence, and the E2's 150 mils of rear travel did not feel limiting in faster scenarios. MARIN's multi-track suspension platform is a linkage-driven single-pivot design. There are no flip chips or geometry adjustments, and that's fine with us. Simplicity is a good thing. That suspension and 150 mils of travel help the bike stay lively in jumpier park situations, and thanks to that DHX2 coil, remain predictable throughout the test.
Holy shiitake!
Traction was high with the 29 by 2.5-inch Maxxis Assegai doing its job well up front.
I'm not alone!
And the high-volume 27.5 by 2.8-inch DHR2 providing that moto feeling out back. Spec'd in EXO Plus, the tires help keep the weight down a bit, but we found when we put a double-down casing Assegai up front, there was less squirm through harder compressions, and we'd recommend upgrading to beefier tires if you're going to find yourself boosting jumps and really pushing the bike in rougher terrain on a regular basis. The Deity cockpit is a nice touch, and MARIN's house brand wheels aren't flashy, but throughout the test, they held their own regardless of conditions or lack of care. You may be tired of hearing it, but we're always going to praise Shimano's SLX and Dior 4-piston brakes for their reliability and stopping power. Even with just 203mm rotors front and rear, stopping the hefty E2 was never a problem for our SLX brakes. The piece of bike we would keep an eye on are the fork bump stops on the down tube. Like we said, this bike was not cared for, and the bumpers worked as advertised. Only when we washed the bike at the end of our test to pack it up did we notice that dirt had compromised the adhesive on one of the bumpers. The bolt kept the bumper in place, but a new application of adhesive seemed necessary. At $62.99, Vital highly recommends the MARIN Alpine Trail E2. It's a solid, no-frills machine from a long-established brand with local dealer support. Everything about the E2 is tried and true, and it has plenty of power and customization options for versatile riding situations. We love that it was spec'd with a coil shock, and the Fox suspension does everything it's supposed to, keeping the bike composed at speed, yet playful in the park. We'd opt for beefier tires to really push the E2, but outside of that, our criticisms are few and far between. The ride, the price, and the support make the MARIN Alpine Trail E2 one of our favorite eMTBs of 2021.
I'll put this against the Santa Cruz Heckler for jumpy, boosty, dumb ability. You heard it here. It's really windy. I've been blown to a standstill. I've been blown into the bank. This is one of those days where only an e-bike is going to get you out here. I wouldn't even consider riding a normal mountain bike. No way. You can hear my rear tire clawing a little bit maybe. Because the ground is ice. Oh, Hunter's Delight, the sequel. Braking into uphill corners. That is like my favorite thing about e-bikes. This bike is so much fun. Oh yeah, like minimal feedback into the feet. The MARIN just blitzes. So stable. Whoa, it's so planted. Oh yeah, so tracking. Man, I love this bike. Oh yeah. So much fun. I can't really think of much to complain about here. Yep, I don't have anything to complain about on the MARIN. Thank you. Wow.
Hit up vitalmtb.com for even more details. And remember, as long as you're riding, who cares what you're riding? We hope you found this review informative. Stay safe, hit us up with questions in the comments, and we'll see you on the trails.